Hundreds of migrants remain in custody following the Trump administration's Operation Midway Blitz in the Chicago area. A federal appeals court kept the pause on their release. Last month, a lower court judge ordered hundreds of detainees to be released on $1,500 bonds. He ruled the government violated a court-approved agreement that bans warrantless immigration arrests. A federal appeals court later blocked their release just one day before they could have left detention.